Hello dear students, we will see something about data type of a pointer. Now, the fundamental thing that we have to understand in this video is how important is data type of a pointer. So before we read the definitions that I wrote or some observations that I wrote, just try to understand that declaration of a pointer. When you declare a pointer in C language, then the grammar of declaration is you first write data type, then write asterisk symbol, and then the variable. So this makes declaration of a new pointer variable. As an example, suppose if you write int asterisk p, then p is a variable which is pointer variable and its data type is int. Or when you write float asterisk w, then w is a variable, but it is a pointer variable of type float. The point is how important this data type is for a pointer. By the way, you know that these pointers p or w are going to store address. Any pointer always stores address of another variable. Now to understand data type of a pointer, you have to also realize or understand that every integer, whenever you store any integer in memory, let's say you store 10 or 20 or 55, some integer you store in memory, then it occupies 2 bytes of memory. Every integer occupies 2 bytes of memory. So every integer in memory occupies 2 bytes. Now this 2 bytes is not a rule. Please try to understand. It depends on your machine or your operating system, that how many bytes will integer consume on your machine. On some machines, integer might consume 4 bytes. On some other machine, integer might consume 8 bytes. But let's assume that we have an average computer and every int consumes 2 bytes. Then you should know that every float, whenever you store any floating point number like 16.8, some floating point number in memory, then it occupies 4 bytes. Again, this is not a rule. I mean, on my system, maybe every float occupies 4 bytes, but maybe on your system, every float occupies or requires 8 bytes. Then there is one more data type, double. And double is same as float actually, but it is a longer float. You can store larger floats or larger values in double, and double also has better accuracy than float. Now, whenever you store any float in memory, it occupies 8 bytes. And every character variable occupies 1 byte of memory. So char is the smallest data type. To store a character like A or character like Z, single character, you need only 1 byte. Okay. So just see, these are the memory requirements of the basic data types. But then you have to learn a lesson in this video is that every pointer, just check my words, every pointer, let that be int pointer, float pointer, char pointer, any kind of pointer, always occupies or requires 2 bytes. You see, that means suppose I have a declaration like this again, int asterisk p. Okay. Then p is a variable of pointer. It is a pointer variable of type int. So it is stored in the memory. Of course, pointer is stored in the memory. So how much memory will it occupy? This pointer will occupy 2 bytes, not because it is int type. Just check. You may think that, okay, int in the memory occupies 2 bytes and the data type here is int. So this pointer is of type int. So therefore it will occupy 2 bytes. No, it's not like that. What I am claiming, what I am trying to suggest is that suppose I have a float pointer w, let's say. Then w Just check. W is a pointer variable. So by the way, W is stored in the memory, it's a pointer, but its type is float. So if W is stored in the memory, how many bytes will it consume? How many bytes will it need? Now you may be thinking that this is float, and float, here we have written, consumes 4 bytes. But although W is float type, but it is a pointer, and every pointer occupies 2 bytes. So whether it is int pointer or float pointer or even char pointer, any kind of pointer, char pointer, let's say I declare M, even this char pointer will occupy 2 bytes. What you have to understand in this concept is that pointer doesn't store a float or pointer doesn't store a char. Come on, what does a pointer store? Pointer actually stores address, which is always a whole number, which is always an integer. So let us try to understand further what we were learning is I will write one very small program again, just as we wrote in the earlier video. What I will do here is I will declare one float variable x which is having value 6.5. Then I will declare a float pointer p. Okay, so p is a pointer and I will say p should store address of x. Fine. Now I will print, let's say I print in %f format. I'm so sorry. %f format. I will print the value of x and also I will print in %f format value of asterisk p. Fine. Now you just watch that there is a variable of float type having value 6.5. So obviously in the memory of the machine, just as we saw in the previous video, x will be stored somewhere, but it will occupy 4 consecutive bytes. Just as in previous video, we had int consuming 2 bytes. Remember, it was stored at 100, 101. But now here, x is going to occupy 4 consecutive bytes in the memory. Let us say address of this byte is 200. So next byte will be 201, next will be 202, next will be 203. Okay. And the value of x is 6.5 as you see. Now have a look at the next line in the program. There is a pointer declaration. P is a pointer. So P is also stored somewhere in the memory, of course. But how many bytes will P consume? That's the topic. You may see that P is declared as a float pointer. So you may feel that as P is float, it will also occupy 4 bytes. The point is that P will occupy only 2 bytes. It won't occupy 4 although it is float pointer. Why? You know the answer. Come on, you know the answer. You just check. My point is, what is this P going to store? What is this pointer going to store? Is it going to store a value like 68.66? What is it going to store? It is going to store address. And address is always an integer like 200, 400. So although P is a float pointer, P is not going to store a floating point number. P is going to store address. So 2 bytes are enough for declaring or for storing a pointer, whether it is int pointer or float pointer. By the way, this pointer will also have some address. Maybe the address of the pointer itself is 600, 601. So it is stored in the memory. Now you know this line from the earlier video. How do you read this? And x is read as address of x. And the entire line will be P stores address of x. So P will literally store address of x. So P stores 200 and we then say P points to the address, that is P points to x. Further, you know that once P points to x, if I write this notation asterisk P anywhere in the rest of the program, then it means value to which P points. And the value to which P points is nothing but value of x. In fact, asterisk P is alias of x. We learned it in the earlier code. So this line is printing x. So that's very easy. X is 6.5. But this line is not printing x directly, but it is printing x using the notation asterisk p, and listen, asterisk p means value of x. So this will also print 6.5. Okay. But then very important takeaway over here was that whether p is a whether a pointer has int type or whether a pointer has float type, it will always occupy 2 bytes of memory. Let's try to understand it further with one more example. Okay, so I'll use the same page here. I'm writing a small code here, and let's check what will happen. Is suppose I have double x. Okay, so x is a double variable equal to, let's say, 68573425172887. Okay, and then I have a pointer of double type. Just check. This p is a pointer of data type double. Now, if you think of this x getting stored in the memory, imagine x is getting stored somewhere in the memory, then x will occupy 8 bytes of RAM. 8 bytes of RAM. Maybe the begin address is 600, maybe. From here, x has been stored. So the next byte will be 601 and so on. 8 bytes. And in those 8 bytes, that 68573 so on, that value will be stored. I'm not writing complete value, but you observe we have declared a pointer of double type. So p also is stored in the RAM, but how many bytes will p occupy? Note, although it is double type, please try to understand it won't be 8 bytes. P won't consume 8 bytes because p is not going to store a very large floating point number. It is going to store address and 2 bytes. 2 bytes are sufficient. So p will occupy only 2 bytes. Maybe the address of p itself is 800.801. Okay. And then suppose I write a line p is equal to and x. You very well know that p stores address of x. So 600, this address of x is stored by p. So p points to x. Now what happens once p points to x? If you write asterisk p, it means x. It means value of x. Means value of x. Isn't it? So what if I put printf %lf? Yeah, I will have to use %lf format now because I've used double now. So the format is %lf x. This is very simple. I am printing x. So this value will be printed on the output, this large value. But what if I give printf %lf asterisk p? Now note, I am not printing x, I am printing asterisk p. But asterisk p means value to which p points, and that's value of x. So the same value will get printed again. But important thing you noted here is that any kind of pointer stored in the memory always needs 2 bytes because it doesn't store the value of that type, but it stores only address. So coming back to the text here, I hope now you understand that every integer consumes 2 bytes, float 4 bytes, double 8 bytes, char 1 byte, and the size of the variable depends on the system. Just check on which we are running our program. On some systems, int is 4 bytes. But then pointer of any type will always consume 2 bytes. Anyway, this also depends on system. On some systems, every pointer will consume 4 bytes. Okay. Now, just check this code again. You should be very quickly able to find out what is the output of this code. Just check x is 10.5. So I will show x somewhere in the memory and it occupies 4 bytes and the value is 10.5, correct? Let's say address where it is stored is 200. So next byte is 201, then 202, then 203. And then there is a pointer. You just check this line of float type. So p is also stored in the memory, but p won't be 4 bytes, p will be 2 bytes. And maybe the address is 800.801. Now this line, the third line, stores address of x. Address of x is 200 in the pointer p. Okay. So we say p is pointing to x. Now have a look at this line. It is simply printing value of x. So the first output is going to be, of course, 10.5. Correct? But you see the next line. It is printing value of asterisk p, and asterisk p means value to which p points. That's value of x. So this line also will print 10.5. Well, the next line is printing and x. You just check what is getting printed. Address of x. And you also see the format given for printing. The format used for printing and x is %u. Now %u means unsigned integer. Remember, whenever you are printing address, isn't it? You are printing address because and x is what you are printing, and x is address of x. When you are printing addresses, you use the format in the printf as %u. %u means unsigned. Just check. If you are printing address is always going to be a positive number. It can't be negative. So instead of using %d for printing address, well, we agree that addresses are nothing like 200, 300, 800. These are addresses. So one might say, why are we not using %d format? And why are we using %u format in the printf? You tell me, doesn't it seem logical that if we are printing address, we know that address is always unsigned. It will never have a sign. So we can use this special format %u for printing address, and the address of x is 200. So 200 will be printed. But then watch out, the next line. We are printing value of p. Clearly observe what we are printing. We are printing p itself. We are printing value of p. Just check this. And value of p is 200. Please try to understand what is p storing. P storing 200. So 200 will get printed. And again we are using %u format because p is nothing but address. P storing address. The next line is using size of operator. Size of in the bracket float. Check what we are printing. Size of in bracket float. On my system, this is going to print 4 because on my system, every float consumes 4 bytes. And then next you check what we are printing is size of float pointer. So I am trying to figure out what is the size of float pointer on my system. On my system, every pointer occupies 2 bytes. This proves that the pointer, although of float type, will not be 4 bytes, but it will be 2 bytes. More about pointer basics we will keep learning in the next class or in the next video. Thank you very much.